Super awkward. Hey guys, this is Westin, username Dallas on the 370Z forum. Today I'm going to show you guys how to take apart, strip your headlight for baking it in the oven and getting it painted. I've already loosened a few of the screws around here. But basically, what you need to do is just get all the screws off that are going around your light. Come a little closer. You're going to need to take off this whole wiring harness assembly. It's all, a bunch of different stuff to pop off and twist and unscrew and blah blah blah. You're going to need to pop this plastic sucker off. I've got the screws a little loose, and then get this off from underneath. I think that's called the ballast, but I'm not positive. And then once we get all that good stuff off, it'll be ready for the oven. So let me go ahead and get started. Helps to have a magnetic screwdriver if you've got one, so you don't lose any screws. There's one screw right over here that you're going to undo, and it has this little L-shaped bracket attached to it. Don't lose that. Most likely it doesn't even have to come off, but I'm just taking it off anyways, making sure everything is stripped off this thing. I'm going to go ahead and take this big plastic rig off. And there goes that. So now you've got just this ballast assembly here. Just take apart, try and keep all the screws together with the individual pieces. Nothing gets lost. I think that's everything, yeah. You can pinch this deal right here, and I believe that's how you get this one off. This little bracket right there. There goes that. Pop the wire out of this little deal here, and you've got that finished up. Moving over here towards the back of the light. And this deal just twists off of here. I think you just twist it to the left. Yep. There it goes. Try not to touch any of the bulbs. Get any oils on the bulbs at all. Pull it out of this little bracket here. Get some extra light going. Okay, this part right here we might need to set down the camera, but basically this attachment here, let me focus the camera, this attachment here, you have to pinch this deal to get it off there, and needle nose pliers would probably work best, but we just have two flathead screwdrivers, and what we're going to do is pinch from this side and this side at the same time. So let me give you a demonstration. Basically, just kind of go like this right here and pinch, and I'm going to have my assistant press down on this sucker. So let's put the camera down real quick. force it through. Try and push. Okay. Alright, y'all, there it goes. So you just pinch and press that down a little bit, and then it should come right out of there. That's that harness. And then I think you just pull this sucker out. I'm not positive. Let me see. Oh, you got to press down right here. There we go. So you press this down, and then you can get these two pieces unattached. And this is actually going to stay on your headlight. This piece right here is actually going to stay on your headlight while you bake it. This little blue strip right here and this attachment. I don't know how to get that off, but a lot of people I've seen leave that on during the baking process. So that's that. But this whole assembly here is definitely going to come off. So there's another piece to the harness down here. This big plastic piece needs to come off, and that's another one that you just have to twist. I think you twist it counterclockwise. Let me go ahead and give it a shot. A little tricky. There it goes. Twisting counterclockwise. Pull this sucker out. Try not to touch it as much as possible. And then this one right here is really a pain in the butt to get off. I think this is the last part of the harness that we have to get. And all it does is slides off of this deal here. It just slides right off, coming forwards towards the camera, but it's got an indentation that it's kind of stuck on, so you got to really yank at it. So I'm going to put a glove on real quick and try and pull. No. Alright, okay, that's a pain, kind of hurts the fingers. You really have to just yank it, but what's holding it on is this little indentation right here. That gets, that goes in right here on this little spot. Oh, sorry, that little hole right there. So you just got to really yank that sucker to get it to come forward and come off the light. So there's the unattached wiring harness that you need to get rid of to put these in the oven. So now we're going to go ahead and try and get this ballast off here. It's probably a little tricky to see. Bring down the camera. So underneath there's this braided wire deal. Let me see if we can't get some light on it. This little deal, you got to pinch something and then it comes right off, and then you also have to unscrew that one little Phillips head screw right there. So let me go ahead and get started. One second. Maybe I can get some light on this while I work. Here we go. So unscrew this. Try not to lose the screw. Don't drop it down there in the hole. I think it has a small washer attached to it as well. This one. Alright, there we go. Got the screw. This will kind of pull loose, get you a little more room. And then you gotta press on something right over here to get this piece off. I'm gonna go with the flat head. Okay, and all I did was just press down right here with the flat head, and also pinched with my thumb on the opposite end and just pulled it right on out of there. And there you have your, I think everyone's calling this the ballast. I'm not sure, Headlight Gurus chime in, but that's off there now. And this is the other end of, or no, this is not the other end. This is the braided wire I was talking about, and that can just stay in there while it's in the oven, no worries. All this stuff is just going to be setting, you know, you're going to have the lens up, so all this stuff will be against your wet rag that you're going to have on your baking tray. No risk of really melting anything. And then, let's see, this over here, this little bracket probably doesn't need to come off, but I took it off on the first one, and I'm going to go ahead and do it on this one. You're going to be setting it down. This is going to be the bottom, so you're actually going to be setting the light down. It would be on this, so it might give you a little less room if you have this on, so go ahead and take that off. You need all the space you can get in the oven because it barely fits. I mean, it's got like 1 millimeter or 2 in the back, maybe 1 millimeter or 2 in the front, it feels like, or it looks like, whenever we put it in. So You might want to do a test fit before you, well, you will want to do a test fit before you bake it. So there's all that. What else have we got? This little deal, it's another one of those pinch thingies. It's just a little plastic piece. I left that in there on the first one. I'm going to leave it in there on the second one. This right over here, I think it's just an adjustment tool. I think it's just an adjustment tool right here. You can loosen it and tighten it, but it really doesn't do anything, so I just ended up leaving that on the first one. Here, walk over here and get a wider view of that. This right here, yeah, I think it's just an adjustment tool. Like I said, it doesn't really do anything. It won't come loose, so I just left it on there on the first one. So last but not least is getting your actual headlight, your HID or whatever it is out of here. So you gotta turn this to the left to loosen it. Counterclockwise, comes right back. And then that looks like this once you've got that open. A bunch of nothing.